it's Kayla and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be my first story time on this channel. This is a story that I've been wanting to tell for so freaking long, but I just wasn't sure if I should or not. And now that 5 or 6 years have passed since it happened, I think it's the perfect time to tell this story about the situation that I was in that involved the SWAT team, the sheriff's department, and all of the faculty at my middle school. Yeah, it's a pretty good story. So I'd sit tight if I were you, and if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. This story is one of the craziest things that I've ever done, and it just shows how much of a little and how much of a brat I was / still am. This took place my 8th grade year of middle school. And it took place, actually, if you guys watched my prom 2016 video, it took place with Kira, who you saw in that video. She does not like to be on camera, and she doesn't really like being on YouTube in that way. So I had asked her to record, but she didn't want to. She was kind of my sidekick, if you will. And it was actually the 14th of March in 2012. And my friend and I saw these two girls, let's just call them Rebecca and Christina. Rebecca and Christina were having this huge fight on Twitter after one of them apparently stole something from their house, and they were calling each other names. I remember because there were these conversations as I was looking back through where one of the girls commented on the girl's teeth. It was just, my hometown was freaking insane. Everyone was straight savage there. Like, I'm not kidding. If they were in a fight with someone, it was either go all in or you're pretty much a... Rebecca and Christina were inseparable. They did everything together. Everyone in my hometown knew them as these two best friends, and they were, I think, a year or two older. They might have been 9th or 10th grade. They were just having like a high school fight, which was pretty normal in my hometown, so of course nobody said anything. And plus it was just on Facebook, so really what are you gonna do? So Kira and I are messaging back and forth on Facebook, and all of a sudden Kira sends me this message. She said, "Me and you should fight." Then, me being the naive little child that I am and thinking it was funny, I said, "Let's fake fight." And she said, "Okay, later though, this is good." And I was so impulsive. I said, "No, now, make a status," with a winky face. And Kira says, "Done." So we start fighting and stuff. I forget what it was about. I wish I had the status. I remember she deleted it because of what happened. We'll get into that later. We were getting messages on messages of people saying, "Are you and Kira seriously fighting? Is this real?" So we write and reply to each other and say, "Yeah, let's fight at our middle school." I'm pretty sure in the status we were like, "Oh yeah, in the morning let's meet up in the main cafeteria area and let's fight." Everyone thinks we're gonna fight. All of the 6th graders, 7th graders, and even some of like the people that are in high school are looking at it. But we were sort of the top dogs at our school because we were in 8th grade, so we thought we were way cooler than we were. Little did we know, some people from our school were actually sending it to their parents, who were then showing it to our vice principal. The next morning, Kira and I intended the entire time on just walking straight into the school from this little bus loop that we have outside. We hold hands, we walk through these two big blue doors, and then we see our geography teacher. Let's call him Mr. Roadkill. That's mean. Let's call him Mr. Buzz. So Mr. Buzz was standing there as all of these students walk in, and his eyes directly dart straight towards us. He is walking straight towards us, grabs us both sort of by the arms, and is like,
"What's going on with you two?"
And we're like, "Nothing. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like,
"All right, this is funny or whatever, but you guys need to go to the vice principal's office."
And we didn't think that it was anything to that extent. We didn't think that anyone knew about it besides the kids in our grade. So we go to the vice principal's office, and I kid you not, every member of the faculty was standing around. Mr. Buzz on the way to the office had been telling us,
"We have teachers posted at every station just so that if anything broke out, we would be able to break it up."
And we're starting to understand the repercussions of what is happening. We're sitting outside of the vice principal's office, and he has a secretary. So Kira and I are sitting next to each other. They didn't want us to. They were like, "You sit over here and you sit over here." But we were like, "No, we're gonna sit next to each other because obviously we're not gonna rat the other one out for it. We're gonna go in together and face this because it was just a joke." They called Kira and I in at the same time after we finished writing out these little, I guess they're like a witness sheet or something. It was basically just talking about the incident and what happened and like when it happened, and just kind of to get our stories in case the stories mixed up so that they could talk to us about it. We walk into the vice principal's office. And in the freaking corner is the head of the sheriff's department of the entire county of where I lived. And at that point, we shit ourselves. We're pretty much begging for any sort of mercy that they have and that they can give us. Okay, I'm just gonna say it was the deputy. I'm pretty sure it was, but I'm just gonna say it just to make it easier. The deputy interrupts us as we're telling this, and she goes,
"Ladies, do you understand what's happening? We have the SWAT team on call."
Kira and I look at each other, and I kid you not, tears filled both of our eyes. Okay, now that I'm thinking back on this, what the f? We are 8th graders. I think I was 13. I just turned 13, and Kira was 14. You're gonna call the SWAT team on these little 8th graders because they said they were going to fight. The SWAT team. It's not like they were just gonna call the entire, police department or anything like that. They were gonna call the SWAT team. For those of you who might not know what a SWAT team is, it's basically if you see those movies where they're in the giant, van, and then they bust open the doors and they have all of that headgear on and they have, guns strapped to them and shoot, I don't know what they're called, but they're things that break down doors. I don't know, I'm illiterate. Oh my gosh. What do you mean? What's going through your head as you're sitting there telling these little kids that you were gonna call the SWAT team because they said they were going to fight? They also started making up all this.
Oh yeah, we thought people were gonna start taking sides, so we needed backup just in case.
You could literally blow on us and we'd literally all fall down. So me, and you guys know how emotional I am, I start bawling my eyes out when she starts telling us this and starts going into detail because of course I believed it, just as now looking back I realize how stupid it is. Oh, sorry if I'm cursing, by the way. I feel like it's the best way to tell this type of story. So we're in that office for what feels like 5 hours. I think in total it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Oh, shoot, I forgot. So our vice principal tells us how he heard about this. He goes,
"Ladies, it was 11 p.m. I was in bed."
I hope it was the best beauty rest of your entire life to be pointing out that you were in bed and that he gets not 1, not 2, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 phone calls from people saying that there's gonna be a fight and they need to check Facebook. He jumps out of bed, apparently sprints with the force of the Roadrunner from those freaking commercials, sprints to his computer, logs on, does his encrypted thing. He calls all of these teachers. Pretty sure they made a group chat thing on Facebook. Relax, frickin' Scooby-Doo and the gang. It's not that big of a deal. If anything, it would have been Kira punching me once and I would have been knocked out, so it wouldn't have mattered. They're like,
"You just need to understand the repercussions of your actions and we're gonna need to call your parents."
Then bringing up the SWAT team again, multiple times. The SWAT team. Okay, what were you gonna do? Bust in with those giant door knockdown things and hit us and throw us flying against the cement wall? Yeah, you need the SWAT team. I go throughout the rest of my day. I get home, nothing, my parents aren't mad. I'm expecting literally to go home and start begging for their forgiveness, crying. I don't even know if my parents know about this. If this is the first time y'all are hearing about this, my apologies. And yeah, after that, it was never really talked about again. I mean, our friends joked about it for the next couple of days, but beyond that, we didn't get into any serious trouble. They never called either of our parents. They just had to grab me by my shirt and I wouldn't have been able to move. And the same thing with Kira. We were tiny. This SWAT team, what were you gonna do? Come in and literally just kill us because we were fighting? So if you guys enjoyed this story, I think I have a few other ones like this because being able to talk about this and reminisce about how stupid I was when I was younger is just the best thing. So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you found this video, hi, I'm Kayla. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video and go check out all of my other ones. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and add me on Snapchat. All of that stuff is in the description and then it'll be at my end card as well. And yeah, that's really all there is for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, if you enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in my video on Saturday. Bye!